Imagine a secret so explosive, so chilling, that it's been buried for years. A secret tied to the highest echelons of celebrity, power, and wealth. For months, the Diddy trial has pulled back the curtain, exposing a world few could ever have imagined. But what if the deepest, most disturbing truths are only now beginning to emerge? What if the most damning evidence isn't found in a clear police report, but in the desperate whispers of those too terrified to speak? Today, the courtroom became a stage for revelations that will make your jaw drop and your skin crawl. We're talking about the moments where investigators tried to get answers only to be met with a stone wall of silence. Imagine a fire department official trying to piece together why a celebrity's luxury car was torched, only to have key witnesses right at the heart of the drama refuse to cooperate. And then, a different kind of witness. Someone who was there, in the shadows, witnessing horrific acts firsthand. Someone who saw things that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the glamorous world of celebrity. These are not just rumors, not just whispers. These are sworn testimonies, moments when people were forced to reveal truths they desperately tried to keep hidden. We're talking about an arson investigator who made desperate attempts to contact key figures connected to the case, only to be met with a cold shoulder, or worse, a direct order to leave her alone. And then, a celebrity stylist, an insider, who stepped onto the stand not because he wanted to, but because he was compelled. What he described in vivid, horrifying detail will send shivers down your spine. It all started with a simple investigation into a car fire that destroyed Kid Cudi's Porsche back in 2012. You'd think the authorities would get full cooperation, right? But the Los Angeles fire arson investigator, Lance Jimenez, testified that he made multiple unsuccessful attempts to reach two crucial people in the months that followed. Capricorn Clark, an employee of Sean Diddy Combs, and Cassie Ventura, who was dating Kid Cudi at the time. Why were they so unreachable? What were they hiding? Or what were they being prevented from revealing? And what did the investigator discover about that fire, including a mysterious black glove in the Porsche that was never tested for DNA? A decision he made because Kid Cudi simply said it was his driving glove? This silence, this lack of cooperation, already painted a suspicious picture. But that was just the beginning. The true terror, however, came from the man who broke the silence. Imagine a friend of Cassie Ventura, someone who worked alongside Diddy for a decade, a celebrity stylist named Deonte Nash. He walked into that courtroom under subpoena, meaning he had to be there, and when asked if he wanted to testify, his answer was a resounding, chilling, absolutely not. What could possibly make someone, a professional in the glitzy world of celebrity, so reluctant, so terrified to speak? What unimaginable things did he witness behind the gilded gates of Diddy's empire? What secrets did he hold that were so dangerous, so explosive, that he needed a court order to share them? The questions only multiply when you hear what Nash testified to. He recounted a decade of working with Combs, a man who, he says, controlled every aspect of Cassie Ventura's life, from her hairstyle to her wardrobe, but it was the alleged threats and violence that truly shocked the courtroom. Nash detailed hearing Combs threaten Cassie, telling her he would beat her and witnessing horrifying physical attacks. Can you imagine the fear of living under such a shadow, where even your creative freedom is held hostage, where your entire image is dictated, and where your parents' jobs could be threatened? But the deepest fear, the most profound violation, came with Nash's testimony about Diddy's alleged threats to release sexually explicit videos of Cassie Ventura, even going so far as to threaten to send them to her parents' jobs. This horrifying detail raises a chilling question. What was truly captured on those tapes, and what dark secrets were Diddy allegedly holding over Cassie's head? This is not just about a celebrity scandal. It's about alleged coercion, control, and a level of psychological and physical torment that is almost impossible to comprehend. The testimonies from the arson investigator, and especially from Deonte Nash, are not just sensational stories. They are crucial pieces of the puzzle that the prosecution is assembling, aiming to prove the racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking charges against Sean Diddy Combs. Each detail, from the unanswered calls to the shocking allegations of violence and coercion, is designed to paint a devastating picture. The defense, of course, is fighting back hard, trying to discredit these witnesses and create doubt. But what do these new, deeply disturbing revelations truly reveal about the dark side of fame and the alleged power Diddy wielded? And how will the jury weigh these agonizing accounts against the backdrop of Diddy's powerful defense? The answers are here, and they could change everything. The courtroom today wasn't just about police reports and burnt cars. It was about what happened after the fire and who the authorities tried to speak to in a quest for answers that seemed to hit a brick wall. Los Angeles fire arson investigator Lance Jimenez was back on the stand, and he dropped a bombshell. In the months following the fire that destroyed Kid Cudi's car in early 2012, he made multiple unsuccessful attempts to contact two key people, Capricorn Clark and Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie. At the time, Clark was working for Diddy, and Cassie was dating Kid Cudi. Think about that for a moment. An official investigation into a car fire, potentially linked to a major celebrity, and the key people connected to the situation were seemingly unreachable by the authorities. During cross-examination, Diddy's defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, tried to connect the dots, suggesting that investigator Jimenez only contacted Capricorn Clark in March 2012, after receiving test results that revealed partial female DNA on the glass bottle found in Kid Cudi's car. This was clearly the defense trying to imply a suspicious timing. However, Jimenez disagreed, stating he didn't believe the timing of his contact efforts was related to the DNA results. This subtle back-and-forth highlights how every detail is scrutinized and questioned in a high-stakes trial like this. The jury also saw photos of a black glove found in the back seat of Kid Cudi's Porsche. Investigator Jimenez testified that he didn't remember finding a second glove, and more surprisingly, he didn't send this glove for DNA testing or collect it as evidence. Why? Because Kid Cudi told him it was his driving glove. This detail immediately raises questions. Was it a missed opportunity for crucial evidence? Or was it truly just an innocent item? The defense will undoubtedly try to use this to suggest the investigation wasn't thorough, or that certain pieces of evidence weren't as significant as the prosecution implies. Investigator Jimenez's attempts to reach Cassie and Clark weren't just unsuccessful, they hit a wall. He testified that after multiple calls to Capricorn Clark, her brother eventually answered and bluntly told the investigator to leave her alone. Jimenez even got into an argument with Clark's brother, who made it very clear that Clark wanted nothing to do with me, nothing to do with the investigation. Jimenez also reached out to Cassie Ventura's father, who was also a fireman, and he promised to pass on the message, but it didn't seem to lead to any cooperation. Jimenez then stepped off the stand. This testimony suggests a clear pattern of non-cooperation or fear from those connected to Diddy, which the prosecution wants the jury to notice. Next, the prosecution called a new witness, Deonte Nash, a celebrity stylist and a friend of Cassie Ventura. From the very start, it was clear Nash was a reluctant witness. When prosecutor Maureen Comey asked him if he wanted to be there, his response was a blunt, "Absolutely not." He was testifying under a subpoena, meaning he was legally forced to be there. This immediately gives his testimony weight, as he doesn't appear to have any personal agenda to be there, other than to tell what he knows. Nash testified he worked for Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura for about 10 years, starting as an intern in the fashion department at Bad Boy Entertainment around 2008, and eventually becoming a stylist. He stopped working for Combs around 2018. This long history places him deep inside Diddy's inner circle, giving him a unique perspective on the alleged events. There was even a moment of brief, unexpected humor in the courtroom when Comey showed Nash a headshot of himself from his time working for Diddy. Nash laughed and joked, "Yes, I look amazing," prompting chuckles from the jury. This small moment of levity shows how human even the most serious trials can be, but it quickly returned to the grave matters at hand. Deonte Nash's testimony quickly turned dark. He described multiple occasions where he personally heard Diddy threaten Cassie Ventura. The most chilling? Hearing Combs tell Ventura he would beat her A. Nash described Cassie's reaction to these incidents as super emotional, saying she would cry, sometimes she would just stay in the house for days and go in a cocoon. But the threats didn't stop at physical violence. Nash testified that Combs also threatened to block Ventura's music releases anytime she did something he didn't like, effectively holding her career hostage. Even more shockingly, Diddy allegedly threatened to get Cassie's parents fired from their jobs. And in a truly disturbing revelation, Nash stated that Combs threatened to send sexually explicit videos of Ventura to the internet, even starting by sending them to her parents' jobs. This paints a picture of extreme control and intimidation. Nash recounted a specific incident in 2014 at a party with Cassie Ventura. He described Cassie as looking bomb with her hair down. But when they arrived, Diddy allegedly grabbed Nash by the jacket and lifted him up, demanding that Cassie's hair be worn up. Nash had to scramble to find hairpins and take Cassie to the bathroom to fix her hair. Though Diddy later admitted Cassie's hair looked better down, this public demand highlights his alleged need for control over her appearance. This control extended to every detail of Cassie's image. Nash confirmed he had to send all photos of Cassie Ventura's outfits to Sean, Diddy Combs, for approval. He would pick which one he liked, and that was usually the one we went with, Nash said. This speaks volumes about the level of micromanagement and alleged control Diddy had over Cassie's entire persona. Nash also testified about Cassie's music career. He stated that Diddy told Cassie her mixtape, Rockabye Baby, which was the top mixtape in 2013, could only go on streaming platforms if a free download release went well. Despite its success, Nash said the music was never sold online. This directly supports the prosecution's claims that Diddy used his power to control and hold back Cassie's career as a form of leverage. In a development outside the courtroom, Sheree Hayes, an exotic dancer who previously testified about being involved in freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie, offered a public apology to Cassie Ventura on CNN. Hayes admitted he had no idea what Cassie was going through and expressed deep remorse if his involvement furthered her suffering. This public apology comes after Cassie's own powerful testimony about these alleged forced encounters. And in beautiful news outside the intense trial, Cassie Ventura and her husband, Alex Fine, recently welcomed their third child, a son. Deonte Nash even confirmed speaking to Cassie yesterday to congratulate her on the new baby. This personal update offers a stark contrast to the dark allegations unfolding in court, highlighting Cassie's journey to build a new life. After the lunch break, Deonte Nash continued his testimony, detailing truly horrific alleged incidents. He recounted a time in 2013 or 2014 when he witnessed Diddy attack Cassie Ventura in a rage. Nash said Diddy arrived yelling, grabbed Cassie by the hair and pulled her off the couch and started hitting her. Nash, Cassie, and another assistant named Mia, who is expected to testify soon, ran into the bedroom trying to lock Diddy out. But Diddy allegedly pushed the door open, continuing to hit and kick Cassie until she hit her head on the bed frame. Nash and Mia reportedly jumped on Diddy's back to stop him, but he threw them off. The attack only stopped when Diddy noticed blood from Cassie's head. When he noticed the blood, he just panicked, Nash said, before allegedly telling them, "Look what y'all made me do." Nash testified he dialed 911, but someone, whose identity he couldn't recall, told him to hang up before the call connected. Diddy then allegedly instructed that Cassie would go to a plastic surgeon with his security guard. The next day, Nash saw Cassie on a video call with a gash on her forehead and stitches. This detailed account paints a horrifying picture of violence and alleged attempts to control the aftermath. Nash also recounted another terrifying incident from 2013 or 2014, where Diddy allegedly threatened to release sexually explicit videos of Cassie Ventura on the internet, even promising to send them to her parents' jobs. Nash testified that Diddy said he was the only one that protected her, a twisted statement given the alleged threats. Cassie was in tears, and she revealed to Nash that Diddy wasn't on the videos. Rather, it was Diddy taping her with other men, and she only did it because Puff wanted her to. This is perhaps one of the most damning and disturbing allegations made so far, striking at the heart of the sex trafficking charges. Nash also shared a truly bizarre and disturbing story of Diddy searching his home for Cassie Ventura. Nash's boss, Derek Roach, called to say he had given Diddy Nash's address, and Diddy was on his way. Nash quickly dropped Cassie off to catch a cab. When Diddy, Roach, and a security guard arrived, Diddy searched Nash's house, asking where Cassie was. Nash testified, "He looked in the oven. I don't know why he looked in the oven." This detail paints a vivid picture of Diddy's alleged frantic and desperate search for Cassie. Nash confirmed that Diddy took his phone, saw Cassie was calling from a nearby hotel, and then demanded Nash drive him there. Nash had to sweet-talk hotel staff to get to Cassie's room. When confronted by Nash, Diddy's chief of staff, Tony Fletcher, and a security guard, Cassie was terrified and allegedly said she was going to go over the balcony. Nash himself, after leaving, noticed a car following him, had to lose it, and feared going home, staying in a different hotel. His backpack with his ID, cash, and iPad was stolen from his home that night. Nash later testified that he never reported any of the violence he witnessed out of fear that Combs would retaliate, a common theme among alleged victims and witnesses. Diddy's alleged violence wasn't limited to Cassie. Nash testified that Diddy was violent with him personally a few times. He recalled a 2013 music video shoot where Diddy allegedly grabbed him, threw him on a parked car, and yelled at him. Another time, Diddy reportedly popped me in the back of the head and grabbed him by his shirt. These incidents further illustrate a pattern of aggressive behavior. Nash also testified to seeing bruises on Cassie Ventura quite often, on her legs, arms, and neck. He recalled one specific instance in 2015 where he saw Diddy slap Cassie across the face in a parking lot, telling someone to get this bitch out of here. In 2016, Nash even noticed Cassie with a black eye on FaceTime before a premiere event, which she had tried to cover with makeup. This consistent observation of injuries underscores the severe nature of the alleged abuse. Legal analyst and defense attorney Misty Maris weighed in on Nash's testimony, stating that it detailed the ways Sean Diddy Combs controlled Cassie Ventura's life, which is crucial for proving the racketeering conspiracy charge. Maris highlighted Nash's accounts of Combs controlling Cassie's entire persona, wardrobe, and hair, along with the chilling threats, "I'm going to beat you. I'm not going to release your music," and even threatening her parents' jobs. Maris stressed that these threats speak directly to the force, fraud, or coercion prosecutors need to prove for sex trafficking. She noted a common theme in the trial. There is always threats looming over Ventura. Nash also testified about Cassie Ventura's seemingly reluctant weekly hotel stays with Diddy. He often saw her packing a black duffel bag with sex toys for these stays, and Cassie told him she didn't want to go, but did because he wanted her to. Nash recounted a particularly telling incident on Cassie's 29th birthday when Diddy and Cassie argued because, as Cassie told Nash, Diddy was mad because I don't want to go to the hotel and freak off with him. This reinforces the allegations of coercion in their intimate life. Despite all the horrific things he testified to, Nash revealed he stopped working for Diddy in 2018, but they've kept in touch. When asked how he feels about Diddy now, Nash calmly stated, "I don't hate him." He explained, I don't, it's just not in me." Nash also confirmed he has not pursued any legal action or money from Diddy, and his only interest was to get out of court. This detachment adds to his credibility as a subpoenaed witness. He even subtly corrected the defense attorney, reminding him to refer to Cassie as Mrs. Fine, acknowledging her current marital status and new life. On cross-examination, Nash also confirmed that Diddy helped launch his career, hiring him as an intern at Bad Boy before he became a celebrity stylist. He also confirmed that, yes, music labels often want their artists to look a certain way, and Combs was hands-on with Cassie's image even for projects not directly linked to Bad Boy, though Nash noted Diddy didn't hold her back from those specific opportunities. This part of the cross-examination attempts to show Diddy in a more positive mentorship light. The intense day of testimony was briefly interrupted when Nash himself asked for a break, commenting on the cold temperature in the courtroom. "It is freezing in here. How do y'all do this all day?" A small moment of relatable humanity in an otherwise heavy day. The jury was dismissed for the day, with Nash's cross-examination by the defense set to continue tomorrow morning. Prosecutor Maureen Comey indicated that the prosecution is ahead of schedule and plans to call Mia, one of Diddy's former assistants and an alleged victim, to the stand until the end of the day tomorrow. The defense, meanwhile, continues to voice concerns about insufficient time to discuss the case with Diddy due to prison restrictions. The testimony of Deonte Nash has undeniably painted one of the most disturbing and detailed pictures of alleged abuse and control in this trial so far. from the alleged physical attacks and chilling threats to release explicit videos to the controlling nature over Cassie's career and even her personal life. Nash's accounts are deeply unsettling. His reluctance to testify, combined with his long history within Diddy's circle, gives his testimony a unique and heavy weight. What are your thoughts on Deonte Nash's testimony? Does this detailed account change your perception of the allegations against Sean Diddy Combs? Share your reactions and theories in the comments below. Your voice matters to the C Trends community. To ensure you don't miss any breaking news, any new witnesses, or any crucial developments in this trial, make sure you subscribe to C Trends right now and hit that notification bell. We are your trusted source for in-depth, easy-to-understand coverage of the biggest stories in celebrity news. The Diddy trial continues to unfold with shocking revelations, and we have more essential viewing for you on the C Trends channel. First, dive back into the initial police and fire testimony with LAPD officer and fire investigator. Diddy's nightmare, every shocking detail. Police and fire investigators discovered then, for a broader look at the core of the case, watch every Diddy secret exposed, Clark's return to the stand. And to hear more from those who allegedly experienced Diddy's dark side, check out Diddy Trial playlist on our homepage. You can find all these videos and more deep dives by clicking the links on your screen or visiting our channel page. Thank you for choosing C Trends, where we shine a light on the stories that demand attention. We'll see you in the next video.